So now we'll be proceeding with discussing about market and market segmentations. To be successful in a market, in your marketing, first, it is essential to understand the characteristics of the market of your product and concentrate your efforts on the segment where the prospects are bright. So this is necessary because it is not practically possible to sell the same product to all the consumers, or all the consumers may not have the same need or taste or buying the capacity. So we'll be discussing in this unit about how do we segment the product. Okay, what is a market? Okay, so the term market has more than one meaning because you can term it anything. So the term market in common parlance refers to the place where several shops of buyers or sellers may be located. So today you take about, if you take about in India, the major, if you can procure the cheapest markets, just what the picture is about the vegetable market. But then, in Chennai, if you take it as a Coimbatore market, you have. But in India, you have Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Delhi. So here where you get, there are a lot of products, you can get it for a cheaper rate, but many buyers will be there in the market. So that means the market is a place where the buyers and sellers together meet either to buy the product or sell the product. This is a simple word if you understand this. The economists use the term to refer to the collection of buyers and sellers who transact a particular product or range of products such as computer market, two-wheelers market, fashion goods, and that's where I tell my young ones here, MBA students here. So if we need to understand this, first we need to understand what are the core sectors. Core sectors, and then from there the differentiate between sectors, industry, company, firm, organization, all this. If we understand that, I think there are different segments are there. Like if you take automobile industry, there are different segments will be there. So that's where we are going to learn about it. But markets do not agree with the economists as they consider the sellers are constituting the industry and the buyers as constituting the market. For marketers, a market consists of all the potential customers sharing a particular need or want, who might be willing and able to engage and exchange to satisfy the needs and that needs as want. Okay, so that's to a marketer. A market is set of all actual and potential buyers of a product. Okay, according to this definition, okay, if 100 varieties of products are produced in the country, there are 100 distinct markets. So in this regard, market may be spread throughout the breadth and length of the country. So therefore, a market refers to a place where buyers and sellers are physically present to purchase and sell goods and services for a price. But in economics, the market is comprehensive term, and there is no particular place where the buyers and sellers are physically present. Like today, if we talk about, so the types of market you have on the basis of area region, on the basis of functions, on the nature of commodity, based on the legality, based on the competition. But I just wanted to, okay, now I just discussed, sir, you can ask me a question, sir, is it only to be sold in the physical market? Then I said, no, today because of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, it is being changing. So because you say brick and mortar, that's where we're talking about brick and mortar. When I say brick and mortar, it is, as is the definition said, the buyers and sellers physically present in the physically built stores. So that is a market. That is brick and mortar. But today, because of the changing scenario, you also have the click and click, which means online virtual market. So is it not a marketplace? Yes, definitely it is a virtual market where the buyers and sellers meet together virtually to sell a product or buy a product. So that's where we have all the e-commerce industry today, if you understand this. So therefore, the physically present is also changing today to be present virtually. So types of markets and their characteristics. As you know, individuals buy various goods for their own consumption. Business enterprise buy goods for selling, reselling, manufacturing concerns buy goods for further production and so on. Thus, there are several types of buyers who buy goods and services by adapting different procedures and practices for securing goods for different purposes. So for proper understanding of the market, therefore, it is essential to classify the markets on the basis of the type of buyer group, as such as broadly classified into two. One, consumer markets. Second, organizational markets. What is this consumer markets? The consumer market consists of all the individuals and households who buy or acquire goods and services for their own personal or household use. They buy strictly to satisfy their non-business personal wants. Like for instance, a person purchases items such as toothpaste, soap, biscuits, sweets, etc. for his or her personal consumption or family consumption. But when an individual buys goods for resale or further production, such as individual is not treated as belonging to the consumer market, but then he or maybe to sell, a reseller or retailer. These ultimate consumers are large in numbers and spread throughout the country. They also vary tremendously in age, income. This is what we call it segmentations, okay? Based on age, based on income, based on education level, or based on taste, based on preference, and so forth. Okay, so therefore, consumer purchases are influenced by cultural, social, personal, economic, and psychological characters of the buyers. Buying decision process of consumers involves 5 stages. 1, problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, post-purchase behavior. Then organization markets are like you have industrial market, reseller market, government market. So what is this industrial market? It consists of all the individuals organizations that buy or acquire goods and services that enter into the production of other products and services that are sold, rented, or supplied to others. For example, a furniture manufacturing firm purchases raw materials such as wood, iron tubes, cushions, cloth, etc. Manufacture furniture and sell it. Here, the firm purchases required raw material to use in the manufacture of the furniture, which is meant for sale. The major types of industries comprising industrial markets are agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, mining, manufacturing, construction, transportation, communication, public utilities, banking, finance, insurance, and services, and so forth. The industrial goods are like materials and parts. Like materials and parts, you have raw materials. From raw materials like farm products or natural products, but manufactured materials like components materials, component parts, and so forth. Wherein in capital items, you have installations and equipments, supplies, maintenance, and operating supplies, business service like maintenance and advisory, and so forth. You have a reseller market. It consists of individuals and organizations who acquire goods purchased by others and resell them either to industrial consumers or ultimate consumers. In the case of the sellers, like small wholesale and retail organizations, buying is done by one or few individuals. In large-scale reselling organization, buying is done by an entire purchasing department. When the resellers buy new items, they go through a buying process similar to the one shown for the industrial buyers. Similarly, in the case of standard items, like the buying process consists of routines for reordering and renegotiating contracts. The reseller relationship, like you have a partner program, you have joint route to market, like you have joint route market, solution development, and collaboration, wherein a program, partner program, like alliance program and affiliate programs, so forth. Then you have a government market. It consists of government agencies like central or state or local bodies who purchase goods for meeting the requirements of the government, like government agencies buy an extensive range of products and services. Each product that the government buys requires specific decisions related to how much to buy, where to buy, how much to pay, what services are required. Normally, government buyers call for quotations, lenders, and favor the lowest cost bidder who can meet the stated specifications. A unique thing about government buying is that it is carefully monitored by auditors and others. Several committees of MPs and MLAs have expressed government extravagance and waste. Auditors and controllers general also check whether the proper procedure is followed in buying the goods or not. So many newspaper, magazines, also groups also investigate to know how government agencies spend the public money. As government organizations are accountable to public, They strictly follow certain procedures which involves a lot of paperwork. A number of forms must be filled and approved of concerned authorities is required before purchase or made. Marketers have to find a way to cut through the red tape. So when we deal with the organization market, we must take into account several considerations which are not normally found in consumer marketing. Like industrial organizations buy goods and services for the purpose of making profits or reducing costs. They prescribe their own product specifications and buy those goods which meets such specifications and quality control norms. In organization buying, more persons tend to participate in buying decisions than in consumer buying decisions. So therefore, the decision-making participants usually have a different organizational responsibilities and apply different criteria to the purchase decision. Again, the organizational buyer also follow formal policies and procedures established by their organization, and the buying instruments such as request of quotations, proposal, purchase contracts, etc. add another dimensions not found in consumer buying. What are the main features of organizational markets? One, there are fewer buyers. Normally, organization buyers are less in number compared with the household consumer because, therefore, an industrial market does normally deals with the fewer buyers than does the consumer markets. Like for instance, if a tire manufacturing company wants to sell its tires in the industrial market, it may consider only of the big automobile manufacturing concerns. When the same firm wishes to sell tires to consumers, vehicle owner, it also contact a few lakh vehicle owners. Then larger buyers, organizational buyers normally require large quantities of goods, whereas households consumers require smaller quantities. Thus, industrial buyers are large-scale buyers. Therefore, even among industrial buyers, a few large buyers normally account for most of the purchasing in such industries as motor vehicles, telephones, soaps, cigarettes, synthetic yarn, and a few top manufacturers account for more than substantial part of total production. Therefore, such industries account for major share of raw material bought in the market. Then you also have the geographical concentration. Organization buyers are mainly concentrated in a few places like Mumbai, Calcutta, as I already said, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Pune. These are all metropolitan cities in India. Whereas consumers are spread throughout the country. Because of this geographical concentration of industrial markets, the marketers need not establish a marketing network throughout the country. This helps in reducing the cost of selling. Then derived demand. The demand for industrial goods is ultimately derived from the demand for consumer goods. For instance, a shoe manufacturing company purchases leather and produces shoes. If there's good demand for shoes, then the company will buy more leather to produce more shoes to meet the increased demand. If the demand for shoes declines, demand for the leather will also decline, as the company produces a lesser number of shoes. Thus, the demand for industrial goods is dependent on the consumer goods. Then inelastic demand. The price elasticity of the demand for many industrial goods and services is low, which means that the total demand is not much affected by price changes. For example, a shoe manufacturer may not buy more leather with the fall in price of leather, but when the demand for his shoe is more, will buy more leather to produce enough number of shoes to meet the increased demand. Similarly, he will not reduce the quantity of a leather purchase if the price of leather rises, unless there is a cheaper substitution to leather or where there is a way to economize the leather consumptions. The demand is especially inelastic in short run because it is not easy to bring in changes in the production methods. Demand is also inelastic for industrial goods that constitute a major share in the total cost of the product. At the same time, producers will use price information to decide from which the supplier to buy, although it will have less effect on the quantity bought. Then you have a fluctuating demand. The demand for industrial goods and services tends to be more volatile than for consumer goods and services. Volatile means like, it's there's inelasticity. This is especially true of the demand of a new plant and equipment. A given percentage increase in consumer demand can lead to a much larger percentage increase in the demand for a necessary plant and also equipment to produce the traditional quantity in order to meet the increased demand. Like economists refer to this as an acceleration principle. Then professional purchasing. Most of the organizations are professionally trained in personnel in the purchasing division. So goods are purchased by these specialists. There are professional journals which provide information for the benefit of these professional buyers. The consumer, on the other hand, are less trained in the art of careful buying. In industrial purchasing, if the buying decision is complex, it is likely that the several persons will participate in the decision-making process. Therefore, purchase committees comprising technical experts and top management are common in the purchase of major goods. Like miscellaneous characteristics are like there is a direct purchasing. Organized buyers often buy directly from the producer rather than through middleman, especially such items which are technically complex or expensive. Then you have the reciprocity. Organizational buyers often select suppliers who also in turn buy from them. An example of this reciprocity may be a paper manufacturer who buys chemicals from a chemical company that is buying a considerable quantity of its paper. Even in this reciprocal buying, the buyer will make sure to get supplies at a competitive price of a proper quality or service. Then you have leasing. Then industrial buyers are also increasingly turning to equipment leasing instead of outright purchase. Therefore, this happens with like computers, machinery, packaging equipment, heavy construction equipment, delivery trucks, machine tools, and automobiles. Okay. Therefore, the leasing receives a number of advantages such as more capital goods with a less investment, availability of latest products, better servicing, tax advantages, etc. Therefore, the leaser often gets larger net income and can sell to consumers who may not be able to afford outright purchase. So the major types of buying situations are like, you have a straight rebuy, modified rebuy, new buy. So major, like what is straight rebuy? It is a business buying situation in which the buyer routinely reorders something without any modifications. Then modified rebuy, a business buying situations in which the buyer wants to modify product specification, prices, terms, and suppliers. The new task of new buy, a business buying situation in which the buyer purchases a product or service for the first time. What is a market segmentation? Market segmentation gives several benefits, like dividing the total market into one parts like sub-markets or segments, each of which it tends to be homogeneous in all significant aspects. Like so like you have market segmentation gives several benefits to the marketing executives because it fulfills the demand in particular segment rather than to produce for all the consumers. Like philosophy of marketing segmentation can be illustrated in the following, like mass marketing, you have product differential like marketing, like you have market segmentation, target segment marketing, then target marketing, you are divided into product positioning. It means that the buyers in the same market seek products for broadly the same function. But different buyers have different evaluating criteria about what constitutes the right product for performing the same function. For example, take the case of scooter market. Some buyers prefer Bajaj scooter, some prefer LML, and some other prefer Kinetic Honda. Thus, within the same market, there are sub-markets that differ significantly from one another. The lack of homogeneity within the same market may be due to the differences in buying habits, the ways in which product is used, motivates for buying, etc. Therefore, it is necessary to divide the market into homogeneous sub-markets for successfully marketing the product. Then you also have the alternative strategies of market segmentation, like undifferentiated marketing, differentiated marketing, concentrated marketing. What is this undifferentiated or mass marketing? That is whole marketing with one offer, ignore segments. Then you have differentiated marketing segments like this, designed to target several different market segments, separate offers for each. The concentrated or niche market is on one or few segments or niche. Like undifferentiated mass market, like a common marketing program like Coca-Cola, single undifferentiated market. For differentiated marketing segment, like you have a Colgate, Colgate Total. You have to say Colgate Sensitive, Colgate Total, Colgate, White. So therefore, differentiated marketing, Colgate targets different market segments with the different types of toothpaste. Like Develops one or more products for each several consumers group with a different product needs, like a Coca-Cola, Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke, etc. Then you have a Procter and Gamble, Tide, Cheer, Gain, Draft, and etc. Third, I have a Camry, Corolla, Precious, Season, and so forth. Like differentiated marketing are like a jeans wear, Lee. Okay, you have the Widers or Raiders. Then imagine image wear, outdoor, sport wear, contemporary brands, and so forth. Then concentrated marketing, that is niche marketing, entails focusing efforts on offering one or more products to a single segment, useful for smaller firms that do not have the resources to serve all markets. Like niche have very specialized interests. Importance of market segmentation. So you need not waste your marketing efforts over the entire area. You can concentrate a specific segment on. That's where you can see. So markets are segmented like a geographic, psychographic, demographic, and sociographic. As you're not treating the customer alike, you can take care of a specific requirements of each segment more effectively. It helps to pay proper attention to particular areas, and also market segmenting enables the businessman to frame and adopt separate policies to meet the needs of the different buyer groups. And also, one can use the advertising media effectively by developing promotional programs specifically for each segment. More efficient use of the marketing resources possible. So each of the 4 P's like product, price, promotion, and physical relation can be designed with the target market in mind. Requirements for segmenting a market. The objective of segmentation is effective direction of marketing efforts to specific segments. Therefore, the segments themselves should be accessible through various channels of distribution, advertising media, sales force, and so forth. Therefore, if the accessibility is difficult, segmentation will become meaningless. The purpose of segmentation is sometimes to evolve separate marketing programs or develop separate products to cater to the needs of separate segment of consumers. So the segments should be large enough to warrant such efforts. Like otherwise, various diseconomies in production, marketing, or inventory holding, etc., may arise. Market segments must be exhibit the following character. That's measurability. That is, it is a degree to which the size and purchasing power of the segment can be measured. Certain segmentation variables are difficult to measure. For instance, it is difficult to measure the size of the segment of the teenage smokers who smoke primarily to rebel against their parents. Then accessibility, it refers to the degree to which the segments can be effectively reached and served. Suppose a perfume manufacturing company finds that the regular users of its brands are unmarried men who are out late at night and frequently visit bars. Unless this group of men lives in a specific locality or do shopping at certain places for the company, it will be difficult to identify them and reach them. Therefore, when the market is segmented, each segment should be accessible and approachable. Then it should be sustainability. The segment should be large enough to make efforts yield enough profits. A segment should be the largest possible homogeneous group worth going after with a definite marketing program. For example, for an automobile manufacturer, it may not be profitable to develop cars for a category of persons whose height is more than 7 feet because the number of such persons will be few. Then actionability, that it is a degree to which effective programs can be formulated for attracting and serving the segments. A small tourist car operator, for example, identifies 7 market segments, but its staff was too small to develop separate marketing programs for each segment. The basis of segmentation, that's what I already said. Like you have geographical, psychographical, behavioral segment, and demographical segments. Geographic based on location, time zone, climate and season, cultural preferences, language, and urbanicity. Demographic segmentation is gender, age, gender, occupation, marital status, education, family size, income, or ethnicity, and so forth. These are demographic segments. So based on that, the products are segmented. Then you have psychographic, like lifestyle, personality traits, values and attitudes, activities, interests and opinions, AIO, then social status. Then behavioral segmentations like based on purchasing behavior, occasion of timing, usage rate, benefits sought, loyalty, user status, or customer journey stage. Like base of segmentation organization market, like organization markets can be segmented with many of the same variables used in segmentation consumer goods markets. Like organization markets can be segmented geographically and by several using behavioral variables, benefits sought, user status, usage rate, loyalty status, and attitude. Therefore, in particular, there are three commonly used, like type of customer, size of customer, type of buying situation. Type of customer. A common way to segment industrial markets is by end users. Different end users often seek different benefits and can be approached with the different market mixes. As explained earlier, major types of industrial markets are agricultural, forestry and fisheries, mining, manufacturing, construction, transportation, communication, public utilities, banking, finance and insurance, and services. So this is an accepted classification known as a standard industrial classification, that is SIC code. Each of those type of further divided up to very minute levels, and accordingly directors of industries are published. Then you have customer size. Customer size is another variable used for segmenting organizational market. Many companies set up separate systems for dealing with major and minor customers. For example, Steelcase, a major manufacturer of office furniture, divides its customers into two groups as major accounts and dealer accounts. Accounts of larger reputed companies come under major accounts. Such accounts are handled by national account managers or working with the district field managers, or smaller accounts are categorized as a dealer accounts. Therefore, these accounts are handled by the field personnel working with the franchise dealers who sell steel case products. Then you have type of buying situations. So we have three again: new buy, modified buy, straight buy, which already we've seen. New buy, first time a customer buys it; modified buy, change in buying; and straight rebuy, because he or she satisfied, you go for rebuying the products. Then the consumer market. Okay, again, it's based on segmented is like demographic, geographic, behavioral, socio-cultural, psychological, and usage. Like demographic, already we have seen like age, income, gender, occupation, education, marital status, geographic region, population density, types of area, climate, behavioral, occasion, benefits, socio-cultural, culture, subculture, social class, religion, family and life cycle stage, then psychological needs, personality, perception, learning, attitude and lifestyle, usage rate, awareness, and brand loyalty. Then industry market, your types of buying. Again, you have new buy, modified, straight buy. Then we already seen this types of customers like 9. Then customer size, major customers and minor customers. Then we move on to market targeting. A target market is defined as a set of buyers sharing common needs or characteristics that the company desires to serve. It is very important to select the target market is to which the company desires to serve, because knowledge about how do the consumers desire, what are the criteria of buying products, the characteristics and lifestyle of the targeted customers, which can help the marketers to develop a suitable marketing strategy. Every marketing strategy involves marketing expenditure and the return on the market program. So therefore, this can be identified if we are able to know the target market for which the marketing program is targeted. It's also observed from research that the majority of the marketing expenditure is actually wastage of company resources as they are spent on non-buyers. So an understanding of the nature and characteristics of the target market will help the marketers to derive a higher returns on a marketing program. Therefore, knowledge on the target market and its growth and changes in attitude will help the marketers to modify and design new marketing programs for the success of the enterprise as a whole. Then hence, an understanding of the target market and measurement of their attractiveness is a key decision in marketing. Then evaluation of a potential targets. After the firm has identified the target markets, The next task is to evaluate the target segments. The marketing manager should look at 5 factors for evaluating the segment, like their segment size and worthwholeness, segment measurability, segment attractiveness, accessibility of the segment, company objectives and resources. Therefore, the company should first collect and analyze data on size of the current segment, growth rates in the past, and the likely rate of the growth from the market indicators for the future on short-term and long-term basis, and also and the expected profitability from each segment. One of the best ways to calculate the profitability is to find out through the calculation of response elasticity. Therefore, response elasticity can be calculated by taking past marketing expenditures as independent variable and the returns from the past marketing expenditures in different periods of time. Then market targeting strategies. That is one concentrate marketing one. That is when a company resources are limited and the competition is intense enough that the marketing manager has to stretch the market budget for market coverage. The companies follow a concentrated marketing strategy. The companies desires to cover a large niche than fighting for a small share in a large market. Then it is an excellent strategy for small manufacturer. Those can stay closer to the segment and cater to the emerging needs of the closed loop customers. So therefore, this helps them to gather market share in small markets against strong and large competitors. The concentrated marketing, firms can achieve strong market positions in the segment or niche they serve because of the target knowledge of the target customers and the special reputation they acquire. Like Medmix was a regional brand with a very strong South Indian presence that helped them to go for a national launch in a later period. Then the firms can enjoy operating economics because of the specialization in production, distribution and promotion, which can give a higher return on the investment also. Then concentrated marketing strategy has its own share of a risk also, because looking at the profit potential, large companies may decide to enter into this market, which may ultimately lead to a takeover bid by the large players in business. Then you have a differentiated marketing. In differentiated marketing strategy, the marketers target several market segments and design separate offers for each segment. They target several segments or niche with varied marketing offers to suit each segment's niche. For example, Maruti as an automobile company has a distinction of having products for different segments, whereas it Alto is targeted for the upcoming middle class, where Baleno is targeted for the middle class, and Ciaz is targeted for upper middle class people, and Eco Omni is targeted for large families. The main objective of the offering varied marketing offer is to cater to different segments and get higher sales with a dominant position on each segment. Therefore, developing a stronger position within each segment creates more total sales than mass marketing strategy across all segments. Therefore, the risk involved in this kind of marketing strategy is in the form of extra cost in marketing, research, product development, different forecasting models, varied sales analysis, promotion, planning, and channel management. Therefore, trying to reach a different market segments with a different promotion plans involves higher promotion budgets. Then you have undifferentiated marketing. Marketers may go against the idea of segmented market and decide a sell the product in the whole market. Here, the marketing manager ignores the idea of segment characters difference in the developed marketing program for the whole market. Therefore, this approach keeps the overall marketing cost low and makes it easier to manage and track the market forces uniformly. Here, the marketer tries to find out the commonly across the segments rather than focusing on the differences. The company designs a marketing offer and marketing program that will appeal to the largest number of buyers with the mass distribution and mass advertising program. Therefore, the problem of this strategy lies in finding a common product and marketing program catering to large number of customers with the different characters and interests. Therefore, here the market finds it difficult to fight with the focused players in the business. Then we move on to positioning. Market positioning is arranging for a product to occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to competitive products. So in the minds of target consumers, formulating competitive positioning in a product and creating a detailed marketing mix. Therefore, product positioning is the way the product is defined by the consumer on important attributes related to company. The quick picker upper, the uncola, the great taste, less filling. So like, that market positioning takes our target customers like influencers, consumer purchases, then competitive frames, substitute and competitors, then point of differences like values, positions, and then economics, functional, and emotional. Therefore, product positioning reflects most of the features of the word positioning. For example, position of a place, what place does the product occupy in its market? Rank, how does the product fare against its competitors? That is USP. Then where our consumer strategy is the cognitive, effective, and action tendency towards a given product. Therefore, product positioning should be assessed by measuring consumers or organization buyers or perceptions and preferences for the product in relation to its competitors. Then you have a brand positioning involves implementing brand's unique benefits and difference in consumer mind. Like Maggi noodle is positioned in India market as a convenience food, which can solve the frequent food demand for the growing kids. Dove soap is positioned as a premium brand in the market with high moisturizer content, which can be used as a face wash as well. Then Vicks VapoRub is positioned as a rub exclusively for the purpose of cold and cough relief. Then repositioning is a critical decision-making marketing. Okay. So the manager can go repositioning due to two reasons. One, the failure of the current positioning strategy. 2 to 3 positioning mistake like under positioning, over positioning, and confused positioning. The opening up for another positioning opportunity due to evolution of the customers in value of cycle or emergence new technology or redefine the structure of the competition. Therefore, brand managers normally undertake brand tracking and monitoring studies to identify the gap between the desired positioning, stated positioning through brand communities, and the perceived positioning by the customers. Any substantial gap in these two measures will warn the brand managers to go for a reposition of decision. Therefore, similarly, that the customers and their value expectation from a brand undergo change over a period. Therefore, brand symbols and ideas prevalent in one period may not stand significant at different times due to this value migration customers. Therefore, a customer-centric company will prefer repositioning of the brand in this changing context. Like, okay, one, the same process like positioning which is suitable modification and selection competitive advantage in the new context. So, in the marketing positioning means the process by which marketers try to create an image or identity in the minds of the target market for its brand, product, or organization. Repositioning, on the other hand, involves changing the identity of the product relative to the identity of the competing products in the collective minds of the target market. Example, Airtel, Vodafone, Maggi, and Noodles. Today, Vodafone and Idea merged together and they're called VI in India. Rebranding, changing your external brand appearance. Repositioning, changing your internal brand identity and promise. Like like a underperforming product, like improve product, launch a new product, do nothing, milk product, like withdraw product, modify marketing mix, and position the market. So with that, we conclude this third unit. So we'll continue with the new unit tomorrow. Thank you.